Stunned by the Rams in Week 1, the Hawks are ready for a second go-around against their division rival. Hello 12s, I'm Jen Mueller with a preview of the Hawks rematch against the Rams, which at first glance seems like an opportunity for payback, but that is not how it is viewed in the locker room.
Opportunity for us to go out and just continue to keep getting better and continue to keep improving on the areas that we need to improve on, especially defensively. There's a lot of areas that we still need to improve on. And, that game was so far away, so we're not that team, and we'll show it.
Those mistakes that we left out there on film, we got to make sure we go correct those so that way when we play them this week, they don't go and try to attack those spots again.
It's hard to overlook the numbers from Week 1. The Rams outscored Seattle 23-0 in the second half and piled up 426 yards en route to a 30-13 win. A shocker right out of the gates.
Obviously, the run game was a big focus coming into the season, but then, we didn't really do a good job of handling some of the over routes and things of that nature. So that's going to be really big for us to make sure that we, A, get after the quarterback, and B, stop their downfield passes.
And that was without former Eastern Washington standout Kupp, who started the year on IR with a hamstring injury. He is back and teaming up with former Husky Puka Nacua, who accounted for 119 yards in Week 1 and has already set a Rams franchise record for the most receptions in a season by a rookie.
He just took the league by storm, right off the bat, and he's got 60-something catches already. He's doing great. He's capable in a lot of different aspects. He's good down the field, making plays when the ball's up. He's a good inside route runner and getting open.
Missing from the Seahawks defense in Week 1, Jamal Adams and Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate Devin Witherspoon, whose 12 passes defense are tied for 4th most in the league. Expect Matthew Stafford to test the Hawks downfield. The veteran QB returns from a sprained thumb this week and will likely lean on his talented wide receiving core.
What we do know is how good Matthew Stafford is and how capable he is. It really lightened it up. He's a great quarterback. He's one of the top guys in the NFL. He throws guys open as well as anybody in the league, and he's got all of it, So he sees everything. It's a real challenge to play against a guy of his stature.
Seattle's offense, meanwhile, is coming off a season-high 489 yards against Washington. It is a far cry from the 180 yards mustered by the unit in Week 1, a group that was out of sync and dealing with injuries at both tackle spots.
We've played a ton of guys up front, and so the addition of guys like Jason Peters and, other guys like Stone stepping up and, Jake and all the guys who stepped in there and played, they've gained a ton of experience. And then overall, we're just growing, still learning, long season ahead of us. So, really just getting better throughout the season, I think.
The Rams defense has allowed 300 or more yards in every game since the opening weekend. LA is 20th in total defense and 22nd in the league in scoring defense, allowing just under 23 points a game. But as with all rivalries, you can't count on the numbers.
All their blitz packages, the schematic stuff that they're great at, they always got some different wrinkles in their defense. So just being able to make adjustments on the sideline or at halftime, and then overall just going out there and playing our game.
Aaron Donald's numbers this season look manageable for an offensive line. The two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year has accounted for 5.5 sacks, but his career numbers against Seattle are daunting. 15.5 sacks, 24 tackles for loss, and 42 quarterback hits in 17 career games against Seattle.
He's an amazing player. He's got unbelievable power because he's not the biggest guy. He's not the biggest, tallest, all that kind of pretty stuff. He's just more explosive and dynamic than most players. And it shows up whether he's getting doubled or whether he's singled up or he's in stunts or one-on-one passes. He can do everything. So he's a real problem.
Tyler Lockett has posed real problems for defenses his entire career. He and DK Metcalf combined for 15 receptions, 190 yards, and a touchdown against Washington. Lockett needs just 3 receptions to move into second place all-time in franchise history.
When the play opportunity arises, he almost always finds the way to make the play in the most unusual positions and makes it look easy. He has this grace about him, gracefulness about him that he's just unique and special and all of that. So he's really one of the all-timers.
Sunday marks a tough stretch of games for Seattle. They're going to face division opponents in 3 of the next 4 contests. The Rams, meanwhile, they are coming off their bye. Sunday's game at SoFi kicks off at 1:25. You can watch that game on Cairo 7 or listen on the Seahawks Radio Network.